One company's problems in China are not getting any better. Investor Beat starts now. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hill. Another one of those slow and steady days on Wall Street. Overall retail sales for July came in slightly lower than expected, but core retail showed its strongest growth of 2013. Joining me in studio today, Jason Moser and Charlie Travers. Guys, our top story, Yum Brands announced the latest results from China, and the numbers are not pretty. KFC's same-store sales fell 13% in July compared to a year ago. The company blamed concerns over safety violations in China's chicken supply. This has been going on 9 months. How much longer can they handle this?
Well, I thought the bottom was in this spring when they were reporting some absolutely horrific same-store sales numbers. But when they reported Q2 earnings in July, they said June was better than May was better than April. It made you think they turned the corner and that they were on track for later this year to turn positive same-store sales, which is what management's been saying all along. But it looks like they're taking a step in the wrong direction here. I think this problem could persist longer than anyone thought before.
Has anyone considered the fact that maybe consumers have just decided, you know what, I don't care if you've got a clean chicken supply, I'm not going?
Yeah, I think I would probably I'd be in that group of, I'm just not sure. If you tell me it's better, I don't know that I can necessarily just take your word for that. And so KFC is going to have, I think, a big issue with that. It was interesting. I was looking through Middleby's call here. Middleby's a commercial oven maker, and Yum Brands is one of their customers. And so they noted in the call here a couple of days ago that there were some real sluggish, sort of problems there in China. They didn't call out Yum by name, but one of the analysts referred to a specific type of protein. The CEO was like, "Yeah, you're in the right direction there." So it was kind of.
What are we playing connect the dots here?
Well, and that's what we were doing. We were kind of playing connect the dots, wondering if this hasn't really gotten better yet. They said in the call last quarter that it was just going to be time. They needed more time for this to pass over. And it just seems like that excuse just keeps on getting perpetuated, and I don't know how much time they have left, really.
When you look at shares of Yum Brands and the fact that it's still up over the past year, are you surprised that the stock really isn't down more than it is?
Yeah, I've been waiting for a buying opportunity here. China is over 40% of their profits. This is a big deal. Sooner or later, I think the stock's going to get a hit because it is richly priced.
Are you going to be buying when that happens?
I would like to.
All right, let's get to some of the day's movers and shakers. US Airways beginning its descent after the US Justice Department blocked US Air's merger with American Airlines. How bad is this?
Yeah, it just sounds like maybe they're the last one of the party here, because when you look at these other airlines like United and Delta, and they bring in about $37 billion in revenue each, and this combined entity would bring in about 40. So it's not like it's necessarily that much bigger, but I just think at some point they have to address consolidation in the industry, and that's why they're putting this merger under a microscope.
The drama continues at Penney. Shares down after activist investor Bill Ackman resigned from the board of directors. Meanwhile, the rest of the board is standing by CEO Mike Ullman. When is this going to get better for Penney, and when is it going to get better for shareholders?
If you're an optimist, getting everyone on the same page in the boardroom and the executive suite is the right start in theory. The reality here is that the competitive landscape is very difficult. I think they have a tough road ahead of them.
Orbitz Worldwide taking a hit after the company's second largest shareholder sold a third of its stake. Year to date, though, I mean, aren't you happy if you're a shareholder? You'll take this little bit of a drop when year to date the stock's been on fire.
Well, if you could time it perfectly and you sold your stock yesterday, then I guess everything's hunky-dory, Chris. I mean, these guys have the perfect ticker for today, right? It's OWW, and ow indeed. I mean, look at this company compared to something like Priceline in the industry, which is 40 times larger. I mean, these guys said they were selling their stake in order to diversify their investments. I wonder if they're maybe not diversifying a little bit into Priceline, for example, because really that's the big dog in this space. And I just don't like where Orbitz sits.
And finally, Avanir Pharmaceuticals up after announcing a marketing deal with Merck. The deal centers on treatments for type 2 diabetes. Partnering with Big Pharma kind of seems like a no-brainer.
And not only is Merck itself a great partner, but Januvia is their best-selling drug. So Avanir will be selling this into institutional long-term care settings. I think this is a big win for a small company.
All right, that's going to do it for Tuesday's action. Let's look ahead to the rest of the week. Jason, what's the stock you've got on your radar?
Well, if mobile's been one trend of 2013, well, 3D printing has been the other one. And so X1 is sort of this new kid on the block, just recently IPO'd. And the differentiator with them over something like a Stratasys or a 3D Systems is that X1 focuses more on the commercial side of things as opposed to the consumer side of things. Their cheapest printer is around $100,000. I'm not going to find it on your desk at home, I don't think, Chris,
no.
But they got earnings.
Charlie's maybe.
Possibly that maybe we're overpaying Charlie. That's the case. But earnings coming out later today. I'll be interested to see it.
All right, Charlie, what about you?
I'm looking at Macy's. They report earnings tomorrow morning. This is a company that's been doing very well. They raised their dividend last quarter, increased their share buybacks. We'll see if they continue that momentum.
Any members of their board of directors just suddenly bolting for no reason?
No, because they're actually doing pretty well.
All right, for Jason Moser and Charlie Travers, I'm Chris Hill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
People on the show may have interest in the stocks they talk about, and the Motley Fool may have formal